Hello there. In this one, I'm going to jump on the bandwagon of bringing light to the scam that is DreamWorld by showcasing just how easy and fast it is to create brilliant looking mechanics in Unreal Engine. To show this twofold, I've recorded myself recreating a simplified version of my VR doors in Unreal Engine 5, which has released quite recently. Just a note, for anyone who is coming from my last video who may have been left wanting a little bit more, I know this isn't in VR, but I did record the entire process of making the door from scratch in a blank project, and that is included at the end, which is why this video is a little long. However, as they added the doors into existing systems in DreamWorld, I am going to start by showcasing just how quickly you can set up a door that will suffice for any alpha situation. With that being said, join me as I create a usable door in Unreal Engine 5. Okay, first things first, I take a look at my interact parent just to make sure I remember exactly what I need to set up, which I cut out of here due to spoilers, but the timer stays intact, which is why I come in at around 11 seconds to make the initial rotation variable at around 20 seconds. This will store the closed rotation of the door, which will be the world rotation on begin play. When I created the interact parent, the static mesh was added while I had the floor object from the starter content selected, and I never changed the name. We don't have time for that, so just ignore that. Next, I set up an event to trigger the door, which will check to see if the door is open or not. Then, I use a tedious method of setting is open because that will trigger the closed door and open door events respectively. And turn off the collision of the door and box collider, which was needed as the glass material on the door stopped the line trace from getting blocked. Then I set up a timeline that will return the door alpha and simply set up a 1 second curve going from 0 to 1 over 1 second. And use that to set the world rotation of the door multiplied by the open amount variable, which I set to 90, meaning the door will open by 90 degrees. Finally, I copy down the collision setting node and turn the collision back on when the timeline is finished. And I add a call to the interact function, which will call triggered door so it can be used by the player. (4, 10, 38). That's all it takes to make not only a usable door, but you can also ignore disabling the collision to get the fabled effect where you can just spam the door open and closed all you want. This doesn't just work for doors either. You could use this for a switch or a lever, or change the rotation variables to location and you have yourself a drawer, button, or even a sliding door. It's all the same logic, and it's super easy in Unreal Engine. Before I go into the full clip, I just wanted to point out a current issue with Unreal Engine 5, if it could be called that. In Unreal Engine 4, you can multiply a vector by a float, which I use quite often to do line trace calculations. However, it doesn't seem to be an option currently in Unreal Engine 5, so I had to come up with an alternative. And even doing that, I was still able to come up with this doors system complete in under a half an hour. With all of that said, thank you so much for watching, and here's the full build footage. Okay, first things first, I take a look at my interact parent just to make sure I remember exactly what I need to set up, which I cut out.